o'clock with breaking news. There is a barricade situation going on in San Gabriel.
Stu Mundell and Sky 9 are live over the scene for us. Stu?
Well, we're taking a look at where this is happening out here. This is started earlier this afternoon. A man with a shotgun inside a residence out here refusing to come out. Shots have been fired from that suspect. Now, this is making things very difficult for the sheriff's deputies that have to deal with this situation out here. You can see that little block that we're showing you right there. That's going to be the corner of Saxton and Brighton out here in the San Gabriel area. If you see that freeway up there towards the top of the screen, that's the 10 freeway. Right now, that 10 freeway is open westbound and eastbound, but the westbound lanes are the ones they're concerned about, because if things change and public safety becomes part of an issue, they may shut down the westbound 10 freeway right here in the San Gabriel area at the Del Amo off-ramp. Right now, the Del Amo off-ramp and on-ramp off the 10 freeway are closed, and it will remain closed until they have this situation resolved. An armed gunman inside of a home out here refusing to come out. Sheriff's deputies are handling it right now. Live in Sky 9 over San Gabriel, I'm Stu Mundell. Back to you two in the studio.
All right, Stu, keep us posted. Thanks on that. And more breaking news this afternoon from Atwater Village this time. A deadly officer-involved shooting.
Police were called to Appleton Street and Edenhurst Avenue for reports of a man trying to attack people.
And that's where KCAL 9's Amy Johnson is live with the latest on the investigation. Amy?
Yeah, Juan and Sharon, this is still a very active scene. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see the activity that is still happening here in this typically quiet neighborhood. Now, neighbors say they were shocked that the shooting would happen here in their tight-knit community. Here's some video from a little earlier. One neighbor told us that he was out walking his dog around noon when he came across a group of men who said a man in his 40s was in the area and tried to stab them. So they called the police. Well, that neighbor described what happened when police arrived and saw the suspect.
They said, hands up, and he just kind of stood there for a while, and then as they came towards him, he tried to get something out of his shirt and ran towards the cop. And as he couldn't get it out, and then they just popped him twice.
Now, police say that they still don't know why that suspect was out here chasing anyone with a weapon, and that weapon they are not calling a knife, but instead an edged weapon, not a knife that they've described it as. They have not identified that suspect either. They say that they will be in this neighborhood for hours as they continue on with their investigation. Reporting live in Atwater Village, Amy Johnson, KCAL 9 News.
All right, Amy, thank you. Developing news out of South LA today. Detectives found the body of a 4-year-old boy. Police are investigating.
And right now, they're calling the death suspicious. KCAL 9's Leslie Maring is live in South LA with what she's learned about the case. Leslie?
Sharon, Juan, yeah, the home where this little boy lived with his parents is right behind me here. We know that the family was renting out a room in this back house on this property. That's where child abuse detectives spent much of the day investigating. Detectives have since left, but they're still considering his death suspicious because of the injuries the boy was found with.
He was a very nice, very sweet little boy.
Neighbors are describing the 4-year-old little boy that lived in this South LA home. But today, that home was filled with detectives.
Dad is making a statement as to his actions. He was here with the child, and he's the one who initiated the 911 call.
We were there as investigators took the boy's father down to the police station to make a voluntary statement. Detectives say the boy died at the hospital this morning after his father found him unresponsive around 3 a.m. Right now, detectives are only saying the boy had physical injuries to his body.
We are not sure at this point if any of those injuries contributed to his death.
She kept saying, I see him yesterday. I was talking to him. He was running in the yard.
Marissa Wesley is the friend of the woman who owns the home where the child was living with his parents near 47th and Honduras. She says the family moved in 5 days ago because they had nowhere else to go.
And she let them stay here, yes, for the little boy, is what she kept saying.
The owner told Marissa she heard yelling from the home on multiple occasions, although police said they hadn't responded to any previous 911 calls here.
They have argument, and they was here because I guess they was having problems before where they live.
Detectives say both parents are cooperating with their investigation, although Marissa's friend is left wondering if there's more she could have done.
He was just playing yesterday, but she don't know what's going to happen.
Well, moments ago, we did see a woman walk into the home where this family lives. Right now, police tell us they have yet to make any arrests in this child's death. They have yet to release that child's name. In South LA, Liz Medine, KCAL 9 News.
Leslie, thank you. We want to take you back up to Stu Mundell with with an update on that breaking news. This is happening in San Gabriel. Stu, what can you tell us?
Well, we're getting new information that this is actually an officer-involved shooting. Started with a domestic call, made one of the most dangerous calls for law enforcement. San Gabriel PD made their way over to this house on Brighton. That's right next to the 10 freeway. And it was a domestic violence call. And when officers arrived out here, shots were fired, an exchange of gunfire between the suspect and the law enforcement. Now, as we understand it, no civilians were injured. That suspect may have been struck, but retreated back inside the home. No officers were injured either. Right now, though, the Sheriff's Department SWAT are out here in force. They've got that home surrounded. They have neighboring houses evacuated. The 10 freeway, though, that still remains open, but if there are more shots fired, they may actually close some of the westbound 10 freeway out here in the San Gabriel area at the Del Amo off-ramp. Live in Sky 9, I'm Stu Mundell. Back to you two in the studio.
All right, Stu, thanks.